Alright, you guys, what's going on today? So today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about what to avoid when you are setting up your KRK Rokit studio monitors. If you guys aren't familiar with KRK systems or KRK Rokit monitors, KRK began manufacturing their studio monitors back in 2003 with their Generation 1s. We are currently in 2020, and right now you are looking at the KRK Rokit 8 G4s. The 8 stands for 8-inch low-frequency driver, and the G4, of course, stands for Generation 4. Now, when you first get these, and if you've never had studio monitors before, they're not, like your regular consumer stereo speakers. You want to make sure that you're setting them up thoughtfully, and that way you can make the most of them. This is especially true if you're mixing or producing or mastering or doing anything, in the technical audio realm, because you want to again have a really clear and balanced signal that's coming out of these. There are three main things that I think you should really consider when you set up your KRK studio monitors. First thing, you want to make sure that they're not backed up against any walls, especially straight on. As you can see, of course, I have my window right here, and you're still going to get a slight bit of reflection from glass, but it's not as much as if I were to set it up, say, in this corner where there are these surrounding walls right here, and that's just because when you deal with harder surfaces, you're going to get more reflections. Now, of course, it is important to note that the KRK systems monitors do come with front firing base ports, so you're not going to get as bad of reflections if you're setting up in a smaller room, but still, it's like you don't want that low frequency buildup. And I would highly recommend, if you have no other choice but to set them up against a wall, make sure to at least have them turned in slightly so that they're not firing directly against the wall, and rather it's a sort of offset ordeal. You want to try your best to avoid asymmetry as well. That's number two. And when I say asymmetry, I mean if you have a room, your best bet is to set up in the middle of that room between the two walls. So let's say you have 3 feet on the right side of your monitors. You also want 3 feet on the left side. Having asymmetry can create a skewed sort of look, or a skewed sort of sense of the frequency spectrum. You might be getting certain reflections on one side that you're not getting on the next, leading you to kind of make skewed mix decisions that might not hold up when you go out into the regular world and play them on consumer stereo systems. So as best as you can, try to make your setup as symmetrical as possible. That is right in right between two flat surfaces if you can. Number three is make sure that you don't set them up at a bad angle. Now, as you can see right here, I have them set up in an equilateral triangle. When I'm sitting down, this is my view, and I am directly in the center of these two studio monitors, just at a point right here, which makes an equilateral triangle between me and these two monitors. This is the best way to set your monitors up. You want to avoid making that any wider or narrower than it needs to be, and you also want to avoid making your sitting position too far or too close, as then you won't be able to take in the full stereo spectrum. That's pretty much it. Again, just to recap, avoid setting them up against walls if you can. Avoid making them, putting them at an asymmetrical distance between two surfaces. And number three, avoid having bad angles. Basically, try to avoid not making an equilateral triangle between you and your monitors. That's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions or insights into what you should avoid when setting up your KRK monitors, please feel free to leave it in the comments. All right, take it easy.